Alright guys, I'm going to film a little bit today, but before I do, you got to clean your workspace, because if you don't have a clean workspace, how are you going to do clean work? So I'm going to just tidy the garage up, and yeah, that'll create a good flow state, and we can get this rolling. So I'm going to record how my garage looks now, and then I'll record after I'm done. Alright guys, this is not going to be the thing I'm going to be working on today. This is a BMW 135i. It's going to be converted into a 1M, so it's going to get a wide body and a bunch of cool stuff like that. It's got an N54 on it. I believe it's a stock bottom end engine. It's already got some cool goodies, as y'all can see. The reason the car got brought to me is because we need to make the downpipe. So I've already started making the downpipe. It's going to be a 3.5-inch stainless steel downpipe all the way, and then we're actually going to end up making a full exhaust, probably out the back as well. So already got the car kind of mocked up on jack stands. Already swept underneath it, because if I'm going to be crawling underneath this thing, you know, all that good stuff. So I'll take y'all underneath and we'll show y'all what we're working with. All right, here we are underneath the car. Oh, we should probably go on the other side. I'm an idiot. Oh, we'll just move this. Now, we are using Harbor Freight jack stands, so if this falls on me, you guys know who to go blame. This is the area we have to work with. You can kind of see the turbo manifold right here pretty good. So we have this hole right here. That's where the exhaust is going to come out of. So you can already see the little piece I've already started with. So it should be pretty straightforward. I do have to make a little bit of an S to get around this little thing there, but that's it. So I'm gonna get to it. And my plan is, as I get little sections done, like I don't think I'm gonna show the whole process because it's kind of boring. It's a lot of work. But as I get little sections done, I'll bring the camera back and I'll show you all the progress I made. So, all right, here's our progress thus far. It's looking pretty good. Alrighty guys, here's our progress so far. Just kind of tacked together. I'm out of gas to back purge, so I can't weld any more of this, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it put on the car, and I'll climb underneath and show y'all kind of what it looks like. But so far I'm pretty happy with it. It's going together pretty smoothly. I do have the bandsaw over there going to cut us more pipe, so I'm gonna keep it rolling. Alrighty guys, so this is what we have so far. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Still waiting on my purge bottle to get here to purge and weld all the rest of this. This is probably all I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna weld all this solid because I don't want anything moving around if I make it any longer. But this gets us about 3/4 of the way down the engine, and yeah, it puts us in a really good spot that I think it's gonna work really well. I'm kind of just winging this. I've never done this before on this specific car and setup. I'm actually quite happy with how this is coming out. So yeah, I'm gonna get it fit on the car and see how it fits. So if you guys are ever doing welding and you need to purge, normally these purge plugs are real expensive, but I actually made this one myself by buying just a normal silicone plug on Amazon and then inserting the little barb in it myself. Kind of cool. I think I paid maybe 20 bucks for this. So I have a 3.5-inch one and a 3-inch one so far, and I plan to get a couple more depending on what sizes I use, but for this specific project we're going to use this one, and that's going to work really well. Alrighty guys, so this is kind of the downpipe. This is maybe day 3. I haven't really been keeping track, to be honest, but coming out pretty good. We're real happy. The customer stopped by, he checked it out, and he loved it, so super awesome there. So it's gonna kind of sit like that in the car. It's just really hard to show you guys because it fits so tightly, but yeah, it's coming out pretty good. And then I used a cheap, you have to get it to kind of fit in there snug so it doesn't fall out, but yeah, I think so far so good. This is definitely helping me work on my welding skills. That's the main reason I take on these little side projects, is to get better at welding. Obviously to help my friends build their cars, because that's awesome to see as well, but I'm trying to improve as a welder, and practice makes perfect. So super happy with it, and yeah, we're just gonna keep it rolling. All right guys, it's the next day. I just got home from work. I'm getting all set up. We're gonna start working on this downpipe again. I need to sharpen my tungsten. I think this time I'm gonna set the GoPro up on a time lapse. That way you can watch me actually welding it. So that'll be kind of exciting. I've never done a time lapse before. Really excited to try that. And yeah, we're just gonna keep getting this downpipe knocked out. So I'm gonna get this entire thing welded, and then I'm gonna continue working on it from this part down. But I wanna get it all welded first. That way if it warps or moves around a lot, I can compensate that for the rest of the pipe. So that's it. I'm gonna get this sharpened, get you guys set up on the, probably on the bench right here, and we're gonna get right to it. All right, I'm getting it all back purged right now. Got a sharp tungsten, got my welding jacket on. I'm just gonna throw my gloves on, throw my hood on, and start getting this thing burned in a little bit. All right, we're about 90% done. I need to figure out something because this freaking purge plug keeps popping out. Like I shove it in there, I get it real tight in there, and then it goes bink. So I'm gonna have to maybe trim this thing down in order to fit better in there. It's the only issue I'm having, but other than that, this thing's coming out really good. I'm working on trying to get more consistent. I go between stacking dimes and kind of making caterpillars. But overall, got some nice color. And yeah, everything's coming out pretty good so far. So I'm gonna take a little break, let it cool down, and then kind of go from there. Also, I'm waiting on someone to bring me a C-clip because I have a 4L80 I'm building right here. So a buddy of mine has a turbo Silverado. I'm probably going to make some videos about that as well, but Basically, we're building the transmission. We put an HD2 kit in it. We went through it, replaced a bunch of clutches and bushings and everything, inspected everything, and we're just slapping it back together right now, in case anyone was curious about what's on the table. Alrighty, we are all done. This thing's looking great. I'm very happy with how it came out, and it's got some good color in it too, so yeah, pretty good. So now I need to let it cool down, and then I'm gonna bolt it back onto the car to start making the other second half. I am still waiting on a flex, because this has to have a flex on it at some point, and then a couple V-bands and some more piping, because we're gonna do a 3.5-inch exhaust all the way out the back of the car. And yeah, that's it. So this is pretty much done. And I'll bring you guys back once I start doing more work. I'm gonna get it fitted on the car, like I said, and then we're gonna go from there.
Pause.
All right, so we're back on the BMW project. We just scooped some fresh material. This is some Tycon stuff, super high quality. And then we also got a flex joint, which I've already put under the car. Basically, we have a big 3.5-inch flex here. So now the plan is, I'm gonna kind of come down here a little bit, put a V-band, because if this is any longer, we're not gonna be able to get it out, and then we're gonna kind of pie it back and go with the flex joint, and then I also have a mount, so I'm gonna show you guys all that once we get that all tacked together. All right, so I did go ahead and cut, just for frame of reference, we're under the car. So that's our piece coming down. I have a little straight I made. It's gonna go here, and then let me get the the V-band lined up for you guys. So it's gonna go something like that. I'm sorry you guys, it's really hard to show y'all. And then we're gonna do a little 45 pi straight back, and then that's where the flex is gonna go. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this tacked together. Once I get this tacked together and the V-band clamp actually tight, then we're gonna start building that, and I'll show y'all what that looks like. Right now I have the bandsaw running to make myself some more pie cuts. All right, and here is the downpipe on the bench. So what I was showing y'all was this piece right here, and then the V-band's gonna go on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this piece tacked onto that. I don't have any gas to back purge this, so this is all gonna remain just tacked for now. I'm gonna tack that on there, get the V-band tacked on. I'm actually gonna go ahead and fully weld the V-band more than likely on here, because I'm 99% sure that's how we're gonna roll with that. So get that welded, get that tacked on, and put it back on the car. Hopefully it still fits under the car, because it is getting relatively tight. We're trying to get the pipe in there, so that might be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. Alrighty, so we got that little extension piece on, we got the V-band on. Now the challenge is going to be trying to get this back in the car. So as long as we can get this back in the car and I can make a mount to the transmission/engine area, we will be golden. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that and get this thing thrown in the car.